No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. Since the prehistoric ages and the days of ancient Greece, walked down through the Middle Ages, planet Earth kept going through changes, and in the Renaissance.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Combat Sports Report. My name is Gil Guillory, and today I want to talk about the matchup between Tito Ortiz and Chael Sonnen. Why on earth should we care about it? Why is Bellator so intent on putting this fight on any show? Well, I know it being a promoter, I know exactly why, because it's going to sell tickets, and it's going to put the ratings on the television. And I tell you what, with all of the bad words that are going back and forth between the two of them, you know, Chael Sonnen has really taken it to another level by talking about Tito's wife or ex-wife, Jenna Jameson, who everybody knows is a porn star or former porn star. I don't know if she doesn't anymore. But to say that, you know, Tito says that my mouth is the only thing that has ever made any money for me, and he goes and says that Jenna Jameson is this perfect example of someone who would know about their mouth making money for them. I find it hilarious, but I also find it, you know, going a little too far. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. I really don't care about this fight too much, but what I see is I see two guys who are far away in a far few good fights between them in the past few years. If you look at Chael Sonnen, he hasn't fought since November of 2013 when he lost to Rashad Evans, and at that point he had lost 3 of his last 4 fights at that point in his career. Tito, however, hasn't fought since 2015 when he lost to Liam McGeary. Before that, he beat Stephan Bonner. Before that, he beat Alexander Shlemenko. But he hadn't fought since 2015, and prior to that, he had 2 wins and 2 losses. You know, against our moderate talent. I mean, Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin, Rogerio Nogueira. You know, he lost to Rashad Evans. But both of these guys, I mean, they're just nothing left in the tank for either one of them. Tito Ortiz is 41. He's 18-11-1. Chael Sonnen, who is 39, is 28-15-1. None of these guys. I mean, Chael Sonnen has the biggest mouth in this business, or in any business, as a fact. A lot of people will say that Conor McGregor is a better talker than him. You know, I really don't know about that. I mean, Conor's a little bit more marketable. Conor can get away with it. Conor's a much better fighter than Chael is. However, Tito Ortiz wasn't a bad talker himself. Now, Tito Ortiz, in that second golden age, what I consider the second golden age of MMA, Tito had a following. I hated Tito. I really didn't like Tito at all. But I mean, Tito came into the business of MMA. His first fight was against Guy Metzger. I mean, he didn't mess around. And Guy's a legend. Guy did some good things in MMA in its infancy, and that was back in 1997. And my opinion is, right around 2000, 1998 to 2000, that was the second golden age of MMA. That's when you had, like, you know, Frank Shamrock and Wanderlei Silva, and you had those guys were winning titles. I mean, you know, they were traveling the world, fighting the best in the world, and at that point in MMA, you were looking at those guys all the way up until about 2006. I would say 97 to 2006, what I consider the golden age of the second golden era of MMA. And he beat, you know, Ken Shamrock in 2002. He beat Vladimir Matyashenko. Elvis Sinacek wasn't anything. Evan Tanner was a decent fighter. Yuki Kondo was okay. He beat Wanderlei Silva. I mean, Tito wasn't fighting chumps. I mean, he fought Randy Couture and lost. He fought Chuck Liddell and lost. He beat Patrick Cote, who at the time was a very good fighter. He beat Vitor Belfort In 2005, he beat Forrest Griffin. He beat Ken Shamrock, Chuck Liddell with a loss, Rashad Evans with a draw, Lyoto Machida. And then at that point, 2007 is when the losing streak started happening for Tito Ortiz. On the other side of that, I mean, Chael Sonnen hadn't really fought the same amount of talent. He fought a lot of guys who were mid-card guys, who were, you know, guys like Trevor Prangley. He fought Jeremy Horn, who was a decent fighter, but couldn't get to the championship level of fighting. Tim McKenzie, I mean, he beat people like that. Brian Baker, Paulo Filho. He lost to Demon Maya. He beat Dan Miller. Yushin Okami, Nate Marquardt he beat. I mean, this guy really wasn't much of anything. And then all of a sudden around 2010, when he had that loss to Anderson Silva, all of a sudden his stock rose. But as the stock rose, he fought only 6 times since 2010, and he's 3-3. I mean, and he lost to Rashad, he lost to John Jones, he lost to Anderson Silva. Now, those are decent fighters. He beat Michael Bisping, Brian Stan, and he beat Shogun Rua. However, I don't see much happening in this fight, but I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to take Tito Ortiz in this fight. I think Tito is going to beat him. I think Tito should be able to overpower him on the ground, and that's where I'll look for most of the action to happen. Chael Sonnen, if Chael Sonnen can keep it standing, Tito, Tito gets blasted away with the stand-up. I mean, Tito just garbage. But Tito needs to take it back to the old school, man. Take Chael Sonnen down, ground and pound him out, use those elbows. Tito was a halfway decent wrestler. I mean, the only problem is Chael is an excellent grappler. Chael is the better fighter, but I think that Tito can win this fight. I think Tito is much stronger on the ground, so I'm pulling for Tito in this one. I really have never liked Chael Sonnen. Never liked Tito either, I'll be honest with that. But in the lesser of two evils, I'm going to pick Tito Ortiz to win this fight, ground and pound style, and win it in maybe, not so convincing fashion. But I could also see a sleeper fest of a stand-up fight between the two of them, with both of them too scared to go to the ground and too scared to engage with anything of decent exchanges. So, but I'm going to go out on a limb, say Tito Ortiz, ground and pound, wins it. And you guys should just keep checking up on us with the Combat Sports Report. You can find the Combat Sports Report on YouTube. You can find us on Spreaker, which is a podcast app. Go ahead and tweet and follow us on Twitter also. We also have a Facebook page. All of those are at Combat Sports Report. And you can go ahead and listen to us as often as we can. I'm going to be very active in the podcasting and YouTube video community. So, but anyway, this is Gil Guillory. I'm signing off for the Combat Sports Report. Just stay tuned because we look like we have an interview with Gary Goodridge set for next week. I'll be promoting that real soon and letting you know exactly when that's going to happen. But just check with us real soon. We should be sending out more podcasts and more YouTube videos very shortly. Thanks a lot, guys.
No matter